Hi, just a quick update for those of you who are interested and those of you who have helped get me this far in getting home to my wife and kids in Thailand after being stuck in the UK for the past 8 months. Just had the COVID test done at a clinic nearby. Okay, Zeus Scott, hi. Good to see you. Plain Truth, hello, hello. Yeah, just I've just horrible. The COVID test is horrible. I would never have wouldn't wish it on anybody. That it's really, they make you gag and everything. So yeah, but basically, it's hopefully I fly on Thursday, and the rules are that you have to have the COVID test done within 72 hours of your flight. So I could have had it done yesterday to make sure I get the results back in time, but that really stretches it to the limit of, basically if my flight was delayed or something, I would be past the 72 hours. So hi, Steve. So yeah, I arranged to have it done this morning. So, they can't guarantee to sign something that doesn't hold them responsible if they don't get the results back in time. But basically, it's going to be like, it could end up me waiting for the email from the lab, as I'm on the way to the airport. I don't know. It's just crazy. So I'm hoping that hopefully it comes through Wednesday night. The result comes through Wednesday night. Of course, hopefully it's negative. And so this is everything hangs on this. So that's cost me about 160 quid just for this test. And yeah, as I said, I had to have everything booked up in advance. So it's kind of crunch time now. Everything. Hey. Yeah, sorry, we're cutting out. So yeah, I gargled with tea oil before doing the test, just to try and play it safe. Yeah, sorry about that, Steve. Buffering. Hi, Rune. Yeah, good to see you all. Thanks for all coming along. And so, yeah, it was just an opportunity to say, but Natalie, hi. You're still in Phuket, I presume. Yeah. Oh, timed out for you. All right. Yeah, so I'll just make this brief. Again, just a quick update. And so please send out your positive vibes and prayers. Thanks, Steve. Let's just hope that the guys come through with their promise and obviously a negative result and hopefully time for me to get on the aircraft. It's horrible. This time is horrible. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Sue Scott. It's again, I wouldn't wish this on anyone. It's the not knowing. It's it's very tense. It's very straining. Hi, blood. The flight's already booked, Natalie, for the 15th. Have the insurance all in place. Oh, hi. Radio 419 megahertz, who's just appeared in chat there. His channel has got some excellent stuff about the latest video is about the COVID scam, kind of, that's going on with all the people advertising, masks and protective wear and stuff like that. Yeah, I know, Russ. It is. Yeah, welcome to and yeah, unfortunately having to play my role in the pantomime. Yeah. But Yeah, it's just got to be done. So yeah, I was just explaining to Natalie that yeah, everything had to be booked in advance before the embassy would issue a certificate of entry, and they issue that certificate for the specific flight on the specific date that you've already booked for. So if it messes up now, then I have to start the process all over again. So yeah, everything hangs on this test that I've just come out of the clinic from doing now. And yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I thought I was above one of those satellites. It's just yeah. Thanks, Natalie. Yeah. um really looking forward to getting back. I feel it is going to happen. It's been wonderful to have so much support, and there's, it's like it's got to happen. It really has. Somehow I just feel that the universe is I shouldn't count my chickens, but it seems to be, so far it's worked out. Yeah. But yeah, the uncertainty is a killer. And yeah, I think you meet people on a personal basis. In fact, I went to a shopping mall the other day. I was absolutely flabbergasted. It was I haven't been to a mall since coming back, and everyone is being directed like traffic. But it struck me how it's when people talk about the new normal. It's funny because everyone wants to hang on to this fake lifestyle, the shopping. They'll do anything. If they're told to walk on their hands and knees around shopping malls, they will do it just to keep up that kind of so-called normal lifestyle. It doesn't appeal to me, and I'm sure it doesn't appeal to most of you watching. You're not the kind of people that would want to spend much time in a mall. But for a lot of people, this is their life. This is what they do. Yeah, it was never normal. That's right. It was never normal. So, in some ways, we don't need to be too worried about what they're pushing, because what they're pushing is such a it's just so detached from the things that actually matter. And yeah, it's the new normal for people leading a so-called normal life, which we've most of us, I'm sure, have already kind of very far detached from. It's just obviously this has affected us on a much more personal level because of the rules and regulations that have been put in place. But I actually got at shops. But what happened was, I was walking around without the mask in the kind of main corridor area outside of the shops, but undercover. So a couple of policemen came up to me. And they said, it's been brought to our attention. So basically, someone snitched on me, and they were kind of making light of it, but they felt kind of embarrassed as well, because they were basically telling me off for not wearing a mask. So it's been brought to our attention that you're not wearing a mask. They said, well, I have been wearing it in the shops. Sorry about that. So they say, well, look, it's private property and they want people to wear masks. So, okay, fair enough. I had to be there because I was helping my mum choose a washing machine. It wasn't a choice, but okay, it was like that. Fair enough. I was on private property and that was the rules of being in their place. So I wouldn't go there by choice. But okay, so I went along with the rules. But it was a good chance to talk to the policeman and say, well, come on, man, this is mental, isn't it? I didn't say too much, but at least hopefully dropped a few seeds, and I was saying, come on, what's this all about, really? And the policeman's like, well, I don't know. But and he actually admitted that people in general have had enough of this. There is going to be some kind of breaking point. So that was interesting. To at least I just said, look, I put the mask on. I said, look, man to man. I suppose he was being honest in that. Public policing, probably a better name, yeah. Natalie, what's that? It's so nice here that there aren't mask holes who would rat on you for not wearing a mask. I never wear. Oh, right, sweet. That's good to know, Natalie. I got no idea. And let's discuss this as men. Yeah, so it was good. It was actually a nice opportunity to talk to the policeman as, right, because I put them on and carry out any more tactical maneuvers, and so it was when it breaks the whole, yeah, cool. I would say I was exempt as well, Steve. I suppose at this point, if I am towing the line in some respects, because all I want to do is get back to my family. I don't want to be in trouble. I don't want to, put my neck on the line at the moment. Not for my own sake, but for my family's sake. I've got to get back to my wife and kids, and so yeah. Otherwise, I wouldn't be going and doing COVID tests and all that jazz, and I would be kicking off if I was told to put it on. Yeah. So, but it is funny. Of course, we all know that this is all part of the constant reminder, isn't it? That's all it is. It's just a constant. Hi, Andrew. It's just a constant reminder. And of course, I think there was some announcements on TV last night and all about, and of course, it's basically saying if you're good little boys and girls. Sorry about the buffering. So yeah, we all see the agenda being played out, but it's to what end? It's very interesting. In fact, I think one kind of realization I'd like to share is that hi Tony, good to see you, man. Is that we when we kind of start waking up and we talk about tipping points and all that stuff, to be honest, I think it's always been this way. There is no ultimate answer. There is no utopia. This is about the individual journey. We see people around us that are totally unwilling to even question the narrative. They can't go there. There is so many underlying layers of it's all based on fear. We know that. The whole thing, everything, all of this is all based on fear. But ultimately, all any of us can ever do. Hi, Orbsram. Brendan, yeah, good to see you, man. All right, okay, a few more pouring in now. Thanks, man. R Green, morning. Yeah, it is just ultimately all we can ever do is have that self-awareness and have our own self-development. Others will. It's everyone's on their own kind of timeline, aren't they? And it's really sad. It's very unfortunate that a lot of people just won't wake up, because it's very frightening. It is very frightening when you think back, and all of you watching, if you think back to how long it's taken to get to certain points, or what kind of discoveries we made along the way, whether it was the money is fake and all that. Yeah, Chayan, I would agree with you. Don't take the test. Unfortunately, I've had to just to be able to get on a flight. But this is it. Everything's in this is it. It's already in place. All these mechanisms are already in place. Boom, it was done. I think everything, and of course, all these companies are taking out loans. And at the end of the day, all of this is still about choice. I think, these announcements that they make on TV, they're trying their best to take out loans, force it. And they can't be forcing vaccines on people. They cannot. This is our human rights are still there. They still exist. It's just that we're cajoled and corralled into having to go along, having to acquiesce if we want to. It's funny, isn't it? You can't totally detach from the system either. It's you've got to be savvy, and you've got to play. You've got to play both sides. If you totally detach from everything that the system has, then it is going to be a struggle. And of course, you end up maybe, putting your kids in a difficult situation. It's very tough. So there's very few of us that can ever be totally 100% free of this system. Radio, what's that? Was the test done with a stick in the nose? Yeah, it was a big long thing. Made me gag. It was horrible, and so throw same swab up the nose, really deep throat stuff, man. I gagged, and tears came down, and the doctor was like, oh, he didn't want to be doing it, but so yeah, yeah, exactly, Tony. Yeah, and of course, people are lining up for their flu jabs, and I've tried, and I'm sure we've all tried to talk to people in different ways, and they're not interested. So many people are not interested in even, because you have to study yourself. You have to kind of, all of this thing is this kind of realization about, what role we personally play in our own acquiescence and all that. So, it's, yeah, that's a good point, Paddy Pat. Exactly, Banner. And when you hear that buffoon Boris, he tries to make people believe they are making it up, and they go, "Oh yeah, of course, it's all been, it's like, kudos to them. They're doing a good job. They really are." But this is it. The whole thing is already in place. It's already in place. The loans have been given out, and the panic's gone, come and gone, and they're just stringing it out now. Yeah, it's debt. The whole, and it's all about debt, isn't it? The whole nation's been put into debt, and yeah, it's just, it's just business. But unfortunately, it affects us on a personal level. Excuse me. Yeah. A virus is a solver. Oh, what's that? Someone about renewing. Andrew Calvert. I don't think I'll be renewing my passport. I mean, yeah. I hear you, but yeah, that's the thing, is, Andrew. I mean, yeah, if you're all set up in some place, if you got your land and all that ready to rock and roll, then you're kind of sorted. But for a lot of us, we're still kind of feet in both camps kind of thing, and got to play the game. You've just got to play the game. Uncommon sense. Wow, COVID test. How can? Yeah, understood. Yeah, that's the thing. Uncommon sense. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, and yeah, it's just fingers crossed, really. Fingers crossed that the results come through. And I've heard from various people. I'm keeping in touch with people in Bangkok now, doing their quarantine, however you want to say it, stay, and of course you have to be tested. Nice live nose pick. No, it was a scratch. It was. I just had a stick shoved up my nose. It's horrible. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Andrew, for your understanding. Yeah, it's really no choice. And this is it. I could have waited maybe, but until when? It was obvious that this isn't going to. This with the quarantine thing. You do have to agree. I mean, this is something it all comes down to the signature, doesn't it? This is something that I had to sign. I had to sign a waiver or a disclaimer or whatever you want to call it for the Thai government, that I would allow them to incarcerate this 2-week period. So all of this does come down to our acquiescence. Nothing is done without our consent. How do they, how is that no other choice? So Natalie, yeah, looked into maritime law. Yeah, of course, it's funny that we're on the land, but most of us are ruled by maritime law. Yeah, I know, Brendan. It makes my blood boil too. Yeah, That's right. Maritime law. It's good. Again, these are the things we need to be aware of. And all of this, everyone out there is pushing these, is creating this awareness. It's really good. As long as there is that awareness, at least you can be, forewarned is forearmed, as it were. If you have that kind of awareness of what's going on or what you're acquiescing to, I think that's the biggest problem, isn't it? It's a huge, massive wake up slap in the face when you realize what's been done or what we've agreed to or acquiesced to with our signatures, and what that whole thing is all about. And then you can. It's too late, of course, then to get yourself out of it. But yeah, what's that? Uncle Nick signed like this by acceptance. Name here. Okay. Yeah. All rights reserved. Okay. Yeah. All right. All rights reserved. Yeah. Yeah. But ultimately, that's bizarre, isn't it? That's what language. This is the thing. It's all about language. Contracts. Yeah, Rob S in Scotland. Yeah, I mean he's doing some great work. It's a shame he's not getting more recognition for what he's doing. Rob S is doing some great stuff. And then you don't forfeit your rights as a consequence of conjugal. Okay, yeah, some good points there. Uncommon sense. It's yeah. Contracts are very simple things, aren't they? At the end of the day, but it is, this is something you learn. I've been to court a few times for labour issues in Thailand, and of course, one thing I realised at that time, was well, it doesn't matter what's said, it doesn't matter who says what or what agreements were made, or it doesn't matter. What did you sign? It all comes down to that. So you can argue until you're blue in the face about the rights, but if you agreed to it, if you put your signature to some kind of contract, that's it. There's no way out of it as far as any legal recourse. So yeah, it's very again, these are lessons in life that we learn. It's just the way it goes. It doesn't, whether it's fair or not or just, or it doesn't matter in the eyes of the law. If you sign something, you've agreed to it, and yeah. You have to go. Thanks for your input there, and common sense. Nice one. And yeah, peace out. Peace to you, man. And I will also leave it at that. It's coming up to 25 minutes. I really appreciate you all coming along. It's been good to have a rant and get that off my chest, because it's been very tense. Good to see you too, Steve, and everyone else. So thanks a lot. And again, yeah, just thank you so much for all right, over and out. See ya.